Harry, welcome aboard. What convinced you that this was the right move for you?
I think when I got the call from the gaffer and the club, Glasgow Rangers, it's a huge football club. They've won a lot of titles. They're used to success, and I wanted to be a part of that.
What's your relationship like with the manager here, and how big an influence was he in convincing you to come?
Yeah, well, I know how Mark works. I've worked with him before at Brentford and at Watford. So yeah, it's a big part of that. Also know a couple of the boys, Rob Kiernan, for example. He spoke very well of the club and how it was going. So it was an easy decision in the end. What do you like about how Mark works then, if you've worked with him before? He just plays football the way I would fit into how he plays. He likes to get the ball down and pass and move. Play with intelligent play. I wouldn't say he plays a direct style, which in the past has been played. So it ticked all the boxes for me to come up here and play. I think I'm right in saying you played with Tamani at Brentford, a player that the club tried to sign just now. What kind of player is he, and is he someone you think would fit into what they're trying to build here at Rangers? Tamani's a good player. I can't pass comment on that. I don't know what's happening there, but I've played with him before, and he's someone that would suit the way we play.
One of the biggest challenges we always talk about coming up here is the expectation, the pressure, the spotlight. What have you heard about that, and how do you think you'll deal with it? I
was familiar with it before. I knew if you played for the big two teams in Scotland, what you would get with that. I've been used to that, and I think I can manage that. The talking's on the field more or less. So you just stay clear of all the negativity.
Early days for your teammates, but what have you learned from them so far, or what do you take from the group that you're part of? No,
there's a very good group here. There's high standards. Every session they demand the best out of each other, and that's good for the squad. To build a healthy environment, to get results. On the weekend, and that's the way it is. I think that's the way it's got to be. There's got to be competition, and that's what there is.
Have you been to Ibrox during a match yet? Or?
I went to the Hibs game, yeah.
Yeah, what did you make of it?
The atmosphere was incredible. That was the first time I went, and it was a very good day for the team. I played well, and the atmosphere was amazing. So I couldn't wait to get the contract signed.
Are you going to be hoping to be bedded in generally, and you want to be thrown straight away into competitive match?
I'll leave that up to the gaffer. It's. When he feels I'm ready, I'm sure he'll keep a close eye on me and the rest of the squad. And when I deserve a place, I'm sure I'll get it. But until then, I've got to prove my worth and try and find a way in.
Do you feel you're ready?
Yeah, I feel I'm ready. Obviously, I haven't played a lot of football as recently as I'd liked, but I've been training, been playing games here and there. So whenever I'm called upon, I'll be ready.
How would you describe your own particular strengths in your style of game?
I'd say I'm an attacking player. I always look to beat the man or create goals. Clever, sharp, I'd say. Other than that, I just like to create goals and assist goals, you know what I mean?
You had a spell up here when you were with Kilmarnock on loan. Are you a much different player to what you were then? More developed, more mature? Or?
I'm a similar player. Obviously, I'm a lot more mature. I played a lot more games than when I come up here. When I come up here a few years ago, it was my professional debut. So I hadn't played much league football. I've gone away, got many games under my belt, and I'm a better player than I was 5 years ago, I'd like to think.
We played. So how frustrating was it last few months at Doncaster when you were sort of left out of the side for a while?
Yeah, it was frustrating. Obviously, that happens in football. The new manager's come in. He's a good manager. He's got the team playing very well, and it was down to a couple of factors why I weren't playing. But we spoke about that week in, week out, and I knew where I stood. There was no hard feelings there, but I know as soon as the call come from Rangers where I wanted to be.
Because of that, is there a sense now that you feel like you've got something to prove off the back of that?
Yeah, as a footballer, you've always got something to prove. But yeah, maybe more so that I've not played that many games in the last few months, like you say. So there is that bit grit between the teeth. But other than that, you've always got something to prove in football. You're never comfortable.
Did you ever have discussions with Dan Ferguson about the reasons why you weren't in the team?
Yeah, there was reasons which I'll keep to myself. But it wasn't personal. It was more to do with formations, etc. But other than that, there was no hard feelings when we left. He wished me all the best, and I wish them all the best.
I think your last game for Kilmarnock was against Rangers. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
You got any memories, fond memories? You ran them fairly close.
I think Kenny scored a hat-trick, didn't he, last time? There wasn't too many good memories now. Obviously, I remember the fans, the Rangers fans, sort of outdone the Kilmarnock fans on that day, which is pretty normal. But it was a good day, I suppose.
You prefer to play on the left, James? Left or right?
Left.
And when you were at Kilmarnock, was that where you played? Were you playing in a 3 there as well? Or?
Yeah, I played left wing there, left of a 3 or so. I did play number 10 a couple of times, but mainly predominantly on the left.
And when you were down south, I think you had a chance to play at Chelsea in an FA Cup match. Is that right?
Yeah, we played Chelsea twice. Yeah, it was good. I played against Chelsea at Griffin Park in FA Cup. It was 2-2, so I know what cup games are like. Also played away, which was incredible, but they're the sort of places you want to play. Ibrox, we're playing week in, week out there, which I'm really excited to do. It's an amazing stadium.
And the potential of playing at Ibrox, say for example against Celtic next season at Pack Stadium, is that a big attraction for coming up here? Yeah,
of course. Footballers want to play in big games, and there's not many games bigger than that. Other than that, we've got to get out of this league first, which is the sole aim, and which is why I'm here. We're not there yet. I'm sure we will be if we carry on the way we're going. We've picked up 2 great results the last 2 games. We've got the cup game on the weekend, so we'll see what happens.
There's been some comments over the last few days since yourself signed and the lads from Accrington signed, suggesting that perhaps if Rangers want to compete with Celtic next season, signing guys from the lower leagues in England might not be the way to do it. You might not have the relevant experience to, in fact, chase down Celtic. How would you respond to those type of comments?
The management know what they're bringing in. That's very evident. Mark knows the players probably better than anyone I know. He does his research. He looks deep into players, and there's been a few signings at Brentford that were questioned, and they've gone on to be big money moves. The likes of Adam Forrester, for example. There were players that people questioned when they come in there as well. So I wouldn't look at that too much. I think the gaffer, Frank McParland, know players, and they know what they're bringing in. And if they feel they're right for Rangers, then I'd back them as well.
How good is the quality down in the sort of depths of the English leagues?
They can be gems, you know what I mean? Vardy, for instance, he's come from Fleetwood, and I suppose when he was first signed, people questioned that. But if you do the right diligence on them and you look deep, then you can find some real gems. So the boys that are coming up, I'm sure they'll be good enough for Rangers.
Have you had much experience with the 2 lads that come from Accrington?
No.
Was there any other interest from other clubs, James?
Yeah, there was interest in England, but like I say, when I got the call, although it's only a short-term contract as we speak, I was offered more years, etc. But there was no way I was going to turn down Rangers.
In terms of, I wouldn't expect you to tell us the clubs, but at what level was that interest with the Championship clubs, League One?
League One mainly, but there was a few asking questions. But as I say, like I said, when I got the call from Rangers, there was nowhere else I wanted to be honest.
Was that mainly due to the influence of Mark Warburton? Yeah.
I needed someone who I felt believed in me and knew what I was about. He's known me a long time. He knows how I play. I don't feel like I have to prove to him as much as maybe I have to prove to other managers. He knows what I've got, so I've got to sort of prove him right for signing me.
And the manager did say that any new arrivals that come are going to have their work cut out to get in the team. You up for the challenge?
Of course, yeah. I didn't come in expecting to walk into the team, that's for sure. And if there's other signings, I doubt they will. There's a good team here, like you seen the weekend. I know with the result, they beat Hibs a fortnight before. So no one's going to walk into the team here, and you need to get a healthy environment to push.